Hey guys, Jason Jeffries here from the Alliance Project. I was going to go back over some old info and see if we can connect some dots and see if there's any correlation between the data we know, what the media released back when IRAS and the Pioneers were launched, and go to the Google Skies and see what, just connect some dots with some old information and see if there is any correlation. We've never done this before particularly, but all these articles, I'll share the links and you can look them up on your own. I won't be reading them all, but I'll go ahead and read some key parts. A heavenly body possibly as large as a giant planet Jupiter and so close to Earth that it is part of this solar system has been found in the direction of the constellation Orion by the IRAS telescope. And I'm going to skim down here. They didn't know if it's a protostar, a planet, or a binary to our sun, but they think it's close enough to be in our solar system. So it says we've spotted near the western edge of the constellation of Orion. Okay. And if you guys want to read this, you can just pause the video, go ahead and read it. This was December 30th, 1983. So what we'll do is, this one says, will the Earth have two suns by 2012? And it was talking about seeing something, maybe like a cover-up is what I was thinking. It goes bang, it explodes, it lights up. We'll have incredible brightness for a brief period of time for a couple weeks, and it'll fade away. But they said basically he said the subsequent explosion will appear tens of millions times brighter than the sun, meaning 24 hours of light on Earth. That's pretty crazy. And yeah, just wanted to share that with you. Here's one of the articles from December 30th, 1983. I believe that's the same one we were looking at. This one's December 1981. A elusive planet larger than Earth. The pull exerted by its gravity would cause a wobble in Uranus and basically perturbing the orbits of Neptune and Uranus to the point where they didn't know why. Something big was pulling on them and they wanted to figure it out, so they sent up this $80 billion telescope. And another one from June 19th, 1982. Pair of spacecraft, and that's the Pioneer 1 and Pioneer 2. May help detect, Pioneer 10 and 11, I apologize. Two spacecraft which are already further in space than any other man-made object. Space Agency said the persistent irregularities in the orbit of Uranus and Neptune suggest some kind of mystery objects there. They may live 5 billion miles beyond the outer orbital ring, or 50 billion miles. Not known because, and if it is a black hole, it'd be 100 billion miles. Basically, the size of this thing determines how close it is. So the bigger it is, the further away it had to be because of the math. So what we did was go ahead and do that and look at something here. And this is 1982. When they noticed that Uranus and Neptune weren't following their paths, they decided to make a project. They suggest it's most likely a 10th planet, 4 to 7 billion miles beyond Neptune. It would be so big, at least the size of Uranus, that it should have been discovered by now. But back in the other things, they had to use a method where they super cool the telescope to 20 degrees above absolute zero. And when they do that, they can detect things that aren't sending off their own light. So they did that. And basically, in that process, they can see things and take pictures of things that they normally wouldn't be able to observe. I just look at all these old articles and try to share kind of like little visuals. So planet X could be here, could be here, could be here, depending on the size. It was perturbing the thing. So if it was a black hole, it'd be like way out further. But either way, they took actual image of this and released that. And it says, let me see if I can find that thing. It's the most fascinating explanation for this mystery body is so cold a casting light has never been seen by optical telescopes on Earth or in space. Well, if it's that close, it's part of our solar system. It's been seen twice by the infrared satellite and scanned in the northern sky last January. When the satellite ran out of super cold helium that allowed the telescope to see the coldest bodies in the heavens, the second observation took place 6 months after and suggested that it didn't move, meaning it was probably coming towards us. This suggests it's not a comet because the comet would have moved. And whatever it is, the mystery body is so cold its temperatures are no more than 40 degrees above absolute zero, which is 456 degrees Fahrenheit below zero. The telescope aboard IRAS is cooled so low that it is sensitive and can see objects in the heavens that are only 20 degrees above absolute zero. When IRAS scientists first saw the mystery body and calculated that it could be as close as 50 trillion miles away, there's some speculation that it might be moving towards Earth. It could be a 10th planet. It could be a Jupiter-like star that started out to become a star but never got hot enough like the sun to become a star. And they say hope that the mystery body is a distant galaxy that's not beginning to shine or surrounded by dust so the light can't penetrate it. So they have no idea at the time, but they said they took a picture of it at the western point of Orion. So what we did here was go back to that old video I made. Here's Orion, here's the western edge. And when you go to it, that's the only image blacked out by Google Maps, with Google Sky. Like I said, it's literally removed. You can look at it in different spectrums. There's infrared and microwave. It's not showing up. So obviously right here is the 3 stars of Orion's belt. And it shows you right here that that is the only image you can find that is completely blacked out. It's not, I mean, it literally cuts stars in half. You can tell that it is blacked out. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about this. It's there, and for whatever reason, you can even see the dust forming around this thing, and they kind of just black it out. Coordinates are there. It goes back to a lot of my old videos. You can check back with them. Seems very much like a cover-up. They release all this information, and then there's a complete media blackout. If you go here, look, you can see the star being cut in half. So it correlates with what they said, the western edge of Orion. And here's like a bigger picture. We can take that off there and kind of show you. And you can see which stars are which there. And when you do this, you see this cold spot here. That's the only thing I could think that it could possibly be near. I like to take that stuff off there and kind of zoom in. So you can see all the stars. And I mean, it just, actually right here. So let's see if we can do that again. So it doesn't show up in any of the other spectrums. But as we zoom in, you can see that there is a black spot. So I wanted to go ahead and show you guys that everything holds up with, you know, some of the information that's out there. I kind of want to just do this video to give a recap and show that some of the previous research that we did was actually, you know, on point. And yeah, it makes sense. And I believe that this was a cover-up. For whatever reason, they don't want to talk about it anymore. They spent all that money. They sent to Pioneer 10 and 11 and out there, an IRAS telescope, spent all that time scanning the sky, brought it out in these scientific journals, New York Times, all these big newspapers, and it suddenly disappeared. So yeah, pretty interesting, and just something I wanted to share with you guys. I've been thinking of a couple other video projects I'm trying to start on here, and it's just been tough because you know, I had a house fire recently and trying to go through and make some fundage and things like that, and you know, it's hard to find time to do this stuff when you're juggling your son and all these other things and trying to recoup what we lost. So I apologize for, you know, being absent from YouTube as much as I have been, and I appreciate anybody that still watches or follows. I am going to be trying to kick up some dust and post some more stuff. I have some pretty interesting stuff I've been working on and trying to kind of find a way to present it so it's not boring. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to go ahead and end it here, and tell me in the comments what you think of it, and if there's anything else you guys want to share, post, or talk about in this. I appreciate your time, and you guys have a great day.